Hello, everybody. Welcome to your Tuesday evening Facebook Live. My name is Sarah Edwards, and I come to you guys live on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 to show you a fun new project. So, I don't know if you saw my post earlier, but it is so nice and cool in my craft room. It's amazing. I really tried to keep the air off as long as humanly possible. We have a swamp cooler, and when the dew point is low, the swamp cooler works perfectly. Last weekend, it was 72 degrees in here. I actually had to go get a sweater because it was so cold. I wasn't complaining. I just put the sweater on, but the dew point is actually pretty high, and it's going to be probably until October time frame. So I had to suck it up and turn on my AC, but it does feel amazing. I will not lie. Whoever invented it is brilliant. Anyway, good evening, everybody. Hopefully you guys had a great day. I've had two really busy, crazy days. Bingo BOGO is on Saturday. So yesterday I spent all day prepping, getting things ready. The whole bedroom in the house, Bingo and BOGO is in the house because it's too hot out here and it's not big enough out here. So we move everything into the house. And I spent all day yesterday labeling everything, prepping everything. So hopefully everything is ready to go for the Bingo and BOGO on Saturday. And then today, our class to go was shipped out. So thank you everybody who ordered the class to go. Everybody got their videos and tutorials. So it has been a crazy busy day in my world, but I wouldn't want it any other way. So hello everybody. Hello Anna, Valerie, Stephanie, Monique. Good evening. Has anybody else logged on? Hold on, let me look. And Heather. Hello everybody. I'm just going to glance down at my iPad to make sure we are live. And there it is. Everything is good. So today's project, we are actually only going to be using the designer series paper that is in the suite, but I am going to show you guys the entire suite. And the funnier thing is, Sarah Douglas, the CEO of Stampin' Up, actually did, it is probably Natalie. I bet. How much do you guys want to bet Natalie's beeping in? Oh, nope, likely scam. Are you guys sick of these likely scams that come over your phone a million times a day? I'm so over it. Anyway, back to crafting. So Sarah Douglas did the In Symmetry set on her Facebook Live today. And I actually had just watched it while we were getting ready to eat dinner. So I didn't even know she had done it. But that is what we are going to be playing with as well. Well, hello, Karen from Nashville. Okay, so let me flip you over and I will show you. Let me scoot you back just a tad. So this on page 112 and 113 is the Sweet Symmetry bundle. I overlooked it originally in the catalog, and then I got a pack of the designer series paper just to have it on hand and kind of play with it and see what it was all about. And oh my goodness, is it spectacular. It is so beautiful. So you get double sides. Actually, everybody knows all of our designer series paper is double-sided. I've actually already used this one. So this is the opposite side. It is so beautiful. Oh, you're still in Arizona, Karen? Gotcha. So these are the designer series paper. It is so fun and so beautiful. And I love the bright and the cheery colors that are in here. Oh, absolutely stunning. Love, love, love. So the one we are going to be playing with today is this one. And I will tell you, I really hope that I don't screw it up because I did not write down the dimensions to cut. They're all up in my noodle. So we will see how well this goes. And this is actually going to be a two-part series to tonight's Facebook Live. Let me bring in the stamp set. So here's the stamp set. Here's the coordinating punch, and you get coordinating ribbon and a full pack of the designer series paper in that suite. So last week I told you guys that I was trying something new, but I didn't want to overwhelm you with all of the dimensions and the cuts and everything. So what I decided to do was do half of the cards tonight and then the other half on Thursday. So this is going to be a two-part series. We are going to be making 8 cards out of one sheet of 12 by 12. So I do have a sheet of the 12 by 12 here. And I'm going to bring in my handy dandy trimmer. So I like, when I'm using 12 by 12 and I'm cutting little smidgens pieces off, I really like to put my designer series paper on this side and use the numbers on the right to do my cuts. So I'm literally, this is 12 by 12, and I'm going to slide it in, and I'm going to cut 1/4 of an inch off. So cut 1/4 of an inch. And yes, we are going to be using this piece, so save it. We're going to cut another 1/4 of an inch piece off. Okay, so now we have 2 pieces that are 1/4 of an inch strip. Say that 10 times fast. And then we're going to come in and we're going to cut 1/2 an inch off. And we are using this piece, and we're going to come in and cut another 1/2 inch strip off. Okay, so those are the 4 cuts for right this moment. Then we're going to come in and we're going to put this at the 3.5 inch mark. And I'm going to cut this off. And I'm going to do this one more time, same exact dimensions, 3.5 inches. Perfect. There we go. Now this piece, what you have left is a piece that is 5 inches by, I want to say, I'm not going to guess. So you're going to be left with a piece that is 5 by 10.5. Save this piece because this is what we're going to be using for Thursday's Facebook Live. We're going to make 4 cards out of this sheet. So I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to bring in these 2 pieces that are 3.5 by 10.5. We are literally going to cut these right at 5 1/4. So now you have 2 pieces that are 3.5 by 5 1/4. And this one, we're going to cut the same exact way. So I would have put the measurements in the description, but I want to just show you guys how to cut your 12 by 12 to be able to get 8 cards out of 1 sheet. So now we have these 2 little strips that are 1/4 of an inch by 12. We're going to come in and we're going to cut these down to 3-inch strips. There is a little bit of cutting on this guy, I will not lie, but they are so stinking cute. And how can you make 8 cards in one sitting? So if you literally just cut your designer series paper like this, and then went in and cut your other pieces of cardstock, literally, oh, this is stuck. You will get all of your cards done in one sitting. So I'm cutting this down. That moved a little bit. That might be a little hairy on the edge, but that's okay. We will fix it. When it's super tiny, it's easier to go up on your blade versus going down. Okay, so we are almost done. So now we have 6 million little tiny pieces that we are going to use. Okay, 2 last cuts and we are done. This piece we are going to cut down to 5 1/4. So 5 1/4 and 5 1/4, and I did lie. There is going to be a 1.5 inch strip that we are not going to use. Let's do this last piece, and I will bring in all of our pieces and show you what we have. So this is going to be cut at 5 1/4. And I'm really proud of myself. It was all in my noodle, and I did not forget any of the steps, and I think I did everything right. So you have 2 tiny pieces that we are not going to be using on your cards out of your 12 by 12 sheets. That is pretty darn good. Okay, so we are done with cutting. So now we have 4 strips that are 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. And we should have 8 strips that are 1/4 inch by 3. And there we go. That is exactly what we need. And these 4 pieces that are 3.5 by 5 1/4. Okay, so let's push this aside And let's bring in our cardstock. So for this, I wanted it to be super simple and not change up the colors on each card. But you could totally do that. So the designer series paper pack, it tells you on the back of it, sorry, I'm grabbing it really quick. It tells you on the back of it what color cardstock coordinates with it. So we have Bumblebee, Calypso Coral, Flirty Flamingo, Night and Navy, Just Jade, and Whisper White. And the funnier thing is, I was so excited about showing you guys, I didn't even show you the card we're making. So this is the card we are making, and I didn't show you the stamp set that we are using for it. It's called Biggest Wishes. I actually got this in a prize patrol, and I had already ordered it, but I hadn't played with it. So when I got it as a prize patrol, I was like, I think this is a sign I should probably start playing with it. So this is the fun card we are making. Sorry, I forgot the most important piece. Okay, so let's get finished. So as you can see, this one I did in Calypso Coral, but I used the different designer series paper. So you could really pick and make each one of these different, but I wanted, for simplicity, I wanted them all to be the same. So all 4 of these cardstock is cut the exact same. It's 8 inches by 5.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. So when you go to fold it, it is going to have a 1/2 inch gap right here. But do you remember when we cut all of our designer series paper, we cut a quarter of an inch strip. Where do you think that strip is going to go? Yep, you guys are correct. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and fold these just to get them done and to show you the amazing assembly line that I love to do. So let's get all these situated. One last one to fold. And I can honestly tell you, my July birthday cards are probably going to be done because of this. Just doing 8 cards in the Facebook Lives. They are going to be completely done and ready for the mail. So now I just wanted to go over a couple more measurements. I have the basic white and I have Flirty Flamingo, and these guys are cut the same exact size. So this is 2.5 by 3.5, and I have 4 of the basic white and 4 of the Flirty Flamingo. And then I have 4 pieces of basic white, and these are cut 3.5 by 5 1/4. And I have 1 for each of our card. So now we can start assembling. So let's take the first one, and we're going to grab one of our 1/2 inch strips, and this is going to go right on the edge. So when you close your card, that beauty is sticking out. So let's grab, I just got a brand new Tombow, and I think the heat is making it expand a little bit. Oh, and now it's not going to come out. There we go. So I'm going to put some adhesive on, and I'm just going to line this up to the edge, just leaving a bit of a border. You could definitely butt it up to the side if you wanted to, but I kind of liked the little border. Let's just do all of them at the same time. What do you guys think? That will really show you the assembly line. So I'm putting adhesive on, and I'm literally just lining it up. And this designer series paper, I don't believe is directional specific. So it's really not tragic making sure you cut it the correct way. But if your paper is directional specific, just make sure that you cut the 1/4 inch strips off the correct side. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, well, this is our last piece. There we go. And I'm just going to line that guy up. And then I'm going to grab our piece of basic white, and that is going to go right on the inside of all 4 pieces. And how many of you guys, you can raise your hand or give me hearts, do this, and I think it is the funniest thing ever. So you have your basic white and you go to put it down, you flip it over to put the adhesive on this side. Why don't we just put it on the side that's up? Oh, the struggles are real crafting, aren't they? So I am going to go ahead and butt this up to the edge of the designer series paper. I don't think I did it on the first one, but I think I like it a little bit better. So we're just doing the amazing assembly line. So there we go. And on Thursday's Facebook Live, if you're just joining, I'm doing a 2-part series on making 8 cards out of 1 sheet of designer series paper. So this is the first 4 that we're doing. There we go. Perfection, super cute so far, right? So now we have 4 of the exact same beautiful cards. And now we can start doing the opposite side. So the designer series paper, it could go on the front if you wanted it to, but I am going to put it on the inside. Oops, I put the lid on. So I'm going to put adhesive on here. Thank you, Darlene. Thank you, Judy. So I'm going to lay this on here. It fits perfectly. So now you have a little bit of a surprise when you open up your card. So let's just keep on rolling with the assembly line. I just wanted to show that this is how I do my classes. This is if I have to do a bunch of cards. My daughter, actually, her baby shower is the weekend after the July retreats. So I am making her thank you cards. I didn't do the invitations because she's doing baby Star Wars theme. And the way I wanted to do it was to do punch art for the Star Wars. And it was literally just going to take me way too long. So I told her that I would do her thank you cards. So I've actually already started them. And that is what I'm doing, is an assembly line. I started by stamping all of the images, punching them out, coloring them, and yeah, I literally do this every single time I have multiple cards to do. So there we go. So now the insides are completely done. We can start focusing on the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in our 4 pieces of 2.5 by 3.5 pieces of basic white. And I'm going to bring in some inks and stamps, and let's see what we come up with. So I have Flirty Flamingo and Just Jade. So I want to do, let's do some Happy in Just Jade. And this we can totally change up. And I think I might. Let's just be a little crazy and wild. Let me do this one down here first so I can center the other Happy. Perfect. I'm going to clean this off. I have my chamois beside me. And then let's do Birthday in Flirty Flamingo. And I really just want to come up and, let's see, do we want it at the bottom or the middle? I actually think the middle might be a little bit better. There we go. So there's that one. Let me clean this off. Now let's do the Happy in Flirty Flamingo. And my original card, I just did Happy. And then let's do the Just Jade in Birthday. And I thought it was such a big space that it needed a little bit extra of something. So in the stamp set, it has these little crosses, plus signs. Not quite sure what they are, but I love adding just little bits of extra to your card. So I did the opposite colors. I did the Flirty Flamingo at the bottom. And you could literally go as crazy as you wanted. And I did the Just Jade up top. And I actually did some on the card base, I believe, as well. So before we stick these down, we can definitely add some. Perfect. Actually, it needs a couple more in the center. I lied. We need to fill up a little bit of that space. And my chamois is sitting right beside me. I'm not just putting it on a napkin. I know sometimes it's out of the camera, so you don't really see what I am doing, but I promise you. Okay, there we go. Super cute. So now we can play with the other ones. Which one do you guys like better? Do you like the 3 happies or do you like this one? What should we do the rest of them? So if you like number 1, if you like number 1, just type number 1. If you like this one, type number 2, and we will do the other ones like this. We could even do the happy in Flirty Flamingo and the birthday. Ooh, let's try that. Let's try the happy in Flirty Flamingo. And I actually might need to re-ink my Flirty Flamingo. And then we're going to do this one right in the center. Let's clean off the stamp in case we use it for something else. And let's do birthday. Let's be super crazy and do birthday, birthday, and birthday. Oh, see, it's just fun to create and do something completely different, and not every one of them has to be the same. Okay, so let's really change it up on this last one. And let's do happy. And let's do happy again right here. Let's clean it up, clean it off, and let's do just jade with this one. Love it. I don't know which one I like better. So let's do just jade in birthday. Let's do just jade down here. Okay, this set is super duper fun. And let's do Flirty Flamingo on this guy. There we go. And if you wanted to be a little crazy and live on the edge, you could come in and throw a couple of these little, oops, did you see that? I did not clean it before I went to the next ink. But to my defense, it was lighter to darker, so it really wouldn't have mattered. But we do want to always clean off our stamps before we ink them up again. So yes, this is definitely crazy and off the charts, but I like it. Perfect. So there we go. I actually think I like these ones better than I like these two, but we're going to go with all of them. So let me leave the inks out really quick because I do want to bring in my original one. I added a couple extra little doodads around it. So let's put the card together and then we'll add that last. So I have the piece of Flirty Flamingo and it's the same size as the basic white. So I'm literally just going to put some adhesive on. We're going to put it right in the center. Nothing crazy. Let's grab 2 of our pieces, and you could flip them over if you wanted to, but I actually think on this one, I think I'm going to do the flower side. We're going to put 2, one at top and one at the bottom. Just be super gentle with your Tombow. Less is more, otherwise you're going to wear it. Try to pick these up with your fingernails. There we go. So let's set that aside and let it dry and bring in the other one. I figured we would put the dimensionals on all of the basic white pieces all at once, just to kind of save a little bit of time. So isn't it crazy? All we had left over, or all we will have left over, is those 2 tiny little pieces. And you probably could find a use for them. Nobody would actually know if you put an extra piece somewhere. So 8 cards using 1 12 by 12 sheets. And these are the first 4 that we're doing, and then the second 4 we will do on Thursday's live. So make sure to stay tuned. Oops, that got into the ink. And I usually do close up my inks just for that reason, so paper doesn't fall into it or I don't put my hand in it. But we're going to actually use them in a second, so that's why I decided to leave it open. So there we go. We are almost done. We have one left. And we can start adding the little extras around the card to kind of give it a little bit of pizzazz. Oops, I did that backwards. Let's set that down. Grab the Fleur de Flamingo first. Just, you want to do the Fleur de Flamingo or this piece first, just so you know where to set your little strips. There we go. And our last one. Bam. Look at there. We are almost done. And I really am not surprised this took the whole 30 minutes. We actually might go over a tiny bit. And I do apologize. I probably yik-yacked a little bit too much in the beginning. So we're not going to use the Fleur de Flamingo. I think I'm going to stick with the Just Jade. And I just want to come in and add a tiny bit to the edges. This way, it just kind of like perks up your card a little bit. That's not the word I'm looking for, but it's the only word I could think of. Just accentuates your card. It adds a little pizzazz. Sometimes it's easier to move your paper than to flip your stamp upside down 18 times. So there we go. Almost done, I promise. And these are so cute and so duplicatable. There we go. Last one. Clean that off. Let's close this up just so I don't get my fingers in it. Let's flip these guys over. Hopefully I have my large dimensionals. I did quite a few videos today and I used a bunch of them and I didn't replenish. So I'm going to put 5 on each of these. 1 in the center just for good measures. Dimensionals are kind of like candy or chips. You can't just have one. You need multiples. Or popcorn. Oh, popcorn is my weakness. We bought a big box of it at Costco, and every day my husband is popping it and eating it, and it smells up the house, and that makes me want to go get one, and I end up getting it. And it's not good for you because I put a pound of butter in the popcorn that's already has extra butter on it. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling, but you kind of have to when you're putting the dimensionals on because it's very daunting. Okay, almost done. This is probably the worst part about crafting is watching people take off the dimensionals. Okay, there we go. So I am just going to cattywampus this on our cards. Okay, these are stinking adorable. Love, love, love. Oh my goodness. I really don't think these could have turned out any cuter. I hope you guys like them too. Okay, we have one last thing and then we will be done. I have this beautiful Just Jade and gold ribbon that I have been using so much of. The videos that I did in the class that I just got out today, I included some of this in that kit. And it is just beautiful. So fun to use. And when you cut the edges, this is what I think I love the most. Oh, those are kind of sticky. Let me get my good ones. You do want to have good scissors when you're cutting this. What I like best about this is once you get it on your card, you can spread out the edges and it just kind of makes it flare and go pretty. And I don't know, I just love it. And you can put this right up top. So now that it's attached, kind of just spray out the bottom of the ribbon. And it doesn't take much. Literally, I'm barely touching it and it's starting to fray. And I loved it. So I went ahead and made all the other ribbons. So let me just attach them really quick, and then I'll bring all the cards in that we just made. Hopefully you guys brave this idea. Go ahead and rewatch the video 18 times. I did not mess up the measurements, I promise. Cut out your cardstock or your designer series paper. Make these 4. And then on Thursday, you'll be able to make the other 4 that we'll be doing with this leftover piece. So this is all we have left, and we are going to get 4 beautiful cards out of it. So there you go. So here is your cards for tonight, and thank you so much. Oh, actually, we are right at 30 minutes. That's not bad for as much talking as I did and all of the cards we made. So there you go. Hopefully you guys liked today's projects. Thank you guys. Oh, yay, Anna. I love it that you're going to be doing this tomorrow. So thank you everybody who joined me. So do remember tonight's live is a 2-part series. So this was the first series. We made 4 cards. And then on Thursday, we're going to be making the other 4 cards. So you get 8 cards. I just did 8. So you get 8 cards out of one sheet of 12 by 12 designer series paper. Okay, if you guys need anything, please feel free to reach out. I am going to be out in the studio a little bit longer. I do have to place an order. So if you need anything, please feel free to shoot me a message and I can add it in with that order. Okay, talk to you soon. See you guys on Thursday. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.